This is going to be an exciting one. It's the French Grand Prix for MotoGP. There's rain in the air and it's such a catty 1-2 on the grid. This is truly where racing happens. Welcome to Le Mans and round 7 of the championship. MotoGP moves away from Spain and into France. Welcome to Le Mans for the French Grand Prix. So 6 races down and 5 different winners as well. Bagnaia becoming the latest. Further down as well, the French Grand Prix then takes us to Italy on the 29th of May. On the 5th of June, we go to Catalonia, our second of 4 races in Spain. 19th of June takes us to Germany. 26th of June takes us to the Netherlands as well at the TT Assen. On the second half, the first ever race in Finland on the 10th of July. The first weekend of August sees the British Grand Prix. Austria is on the 21st of August. 4th of September is in San Marino as well, the first time without Valentino Rossi, but with Enea Bastianini, the championship hunt, maybe they'll just be as local as heroes as well. On the 18th of September, we go to Aragon as well, the third of 4 Spanish races, before the flyaways begin. Japan on the 25th of September, on the 2nd of October it's Thailand, 16th of October for Australia, 23rd of October for Malaysia, before the season runs out with our 4th and final race in Spain, in Valencia on the 6th of November. Green light is on at the end of the pit lane and away we go for MotoGP, and they are leaving pit lane very early because the green light's only just got on now, so whoever left the pit lane when the green light wasn't on is going to get a big penalty. Anyway, Q1 is underway here for the French Grand Prix. It is Jorge Martin, Maverick Vinales, Johan Mir, Luca Marini, Brad Binder, Marco Bezzecchi, Fabio Di Giannantonio, Miguel Oliveira, Franco Morbidelli, Andrea Dovizioso, Remy Gardner, Alex Marquez, Ralph Fernandez and Darren Binder all heading out onto the circuit as well. The top 2 in this session will progress up to qualifying number 2. So everyone set their first lap times then. It's Jorge Martin on top, 1:31.380. Johan Mir second, 1:31.637. The news that Suzuki leaving is still ricocheting around the paddock as well as to where Rins and Mir are going to go. Binder, Di Giannantonio, Oliveira, Marini, Bezzecchi, Marquez, Alex Ennis, Gardner, Morbidelli, Dovizioso, Darren Binder, Vinales and Fernandez down there. Vinales down in 13th place as well. And it's not like they're being massively separated. They've all done proper install laps and then a proper lap after. They've both done 2 and now we're seeing some times beginning to improve. So Bezzecchi did briefly go up into second position, but Martin retook the lead of the session. Mir put in a better time. He goes second. It's now 1:31.138. Mir's on a 1:31.252, so about a tenth between them as well, 0.114 between them. Bezzecchi and Marini have 3rd or 4th as well. Binder's 5th as well. Of course, they're like 13th, 14th and 15th on the grid, the way the ordering works out. Vinales still down the order, and Bezzecchi had a big moment. Bezzecchi's gone right through the gravel. He's done what Stoner did, and he done what Zarco did yesterday. 2 wide, down at turn 1. It just had to miss the Dunlop chicane as well, and straight on through the gravel. How like Casey Stoner of 2006, and how like Johan Zarco of yesterday. Wow! Gravel tripping in the chicane here at Le Mans. Jorge Martin then's going to go ahead of Johan Mir for top of the session across the line. Martin does a 1:30.804. 1:30.804. He's a tenth quicker. Martin goes top for Pramac, but Vinales 2/10 down. Bezzecchi, he's on a mission despite making a mistake a few moments ago and running wide down at Garage Vier. He's looking good as Vinales jumps right up to 3rd position. 1:31.272 as well. He's got time to prove and time to find, but Bezzecchi's lost some time in that 3rd sector. He's now predicted to go 7th. Yeah, that's not great. Di Giannantonio too lost a lot of time, but Bezzecchi's looking mega fast into Recudemont as well. The double route do Recudemont, last corner, cross the line comes Bezzecchi with a flag out. He's only gone 3rd. It's a 1:30.940. 7,000ths of a second separate him and Johan Mir for 2nd and 3rd in this qualifying session. Di Giannantonio goes 6th. Luca Marini's dropped down time as well. Darren Binder 13th. Remy Gardner 12th. Vinales has dropped time. No one else looks like they're setting a good lap time in this part of quali. So it's Jorge Martin and Johan Mir going through to Group 2, Q2, to make it up for the 12 riders there. Marini crosses the line, goes 5th. Doesn't improve. Nobody else is improving out there. They've all backed off. Mir takes 2nd. Lap time cancel for Dovizioso for a shortcut. But that's it. Everyone's down. No one's setting better lap times. Vinales might. He's been there or thereabouts. No, Vinales thinks coming into the pit lane. Takes the checker flag. Vinales stays 4th. And Dovi's already taken the flag. Everyone's taking the flag. So it's Jorge Martin and Johan Mir going through to Q2. 13th for Bezzecchi. Vinales 14th. Marini 15th. Di Antonio 16th. 17th for Oliveira. 18th for Binder. 19th for Morbidelli. 20th Dovizioso. 21st Marquez. 22nd Garner. 23rd Binder. 24th Fernandez. Green light is on for qualifying 2 then here, the French Grand Prix, and it's Johan Zarco, Fabio Quartararo, Nea Bastianini, Takiki Nakagami, Alex Rins, Aleix Spargaro, and then it's Alex Rins, Miller, Paul Spargo, Bagnaia, Martin and Marquez all heading out there. 15 minutes, who's going to set the fastest time and start on pole for the French Grand Prix? So with 2:25 to go, Quartararo, Bagnaia, Zarco's the front row. Martin, Aleix Spargo, Bastianini, Miller, Rins, Mir, Marquez, Paul Espargaro, Nakagami. That's how it is at the moment. But Bastianini's looking mega fast across the line. Goes front row. 1:37.11 for Nea Bastianini. Rins goes 4th as well. Some mega time starting to come across the board here in Q2. Now watch out for Bagnaia and Miller too. They're on storming lap times. Both predicted to go first. Ducati do work well here. Predictably, though, it is a Yamaha circuit. Into the last corner, then, for Pepe Bagnaia and Jack Miller. Johan Zarco is following behind as well. He could go front row. Computer's predicting in 3rd. Cross the line we go. Bagnaia pole. Miller 2nd. 1:34.50. Miller 1:30.519. So 0.069 separate them. Zarco goes 5th across the line as well. Fabio Quartararo into the last corner. Can he take pole position at his home Grand Prix circuit as well? He's pushing it to the limit. Cross the line. Only goes 3rd. Can't do it. Front row start for Quartararo as things stand. But look at Aleix Spargaro in the 2nd sector. He's up already. Lap time cancelled as well for Nea Bastianini. So he drops out of the top 3. Checker flag is out then as well. Lap time cancelled for Jack Miller for a shortcut. So Miller's lap is done. Quartararo looks. See red sector times. Sector 1 and sector 2. Aleix Spargaro. Red sector times. All 3 of them as they come across the board. Aleix Spargaro. 3rd. Front row. So, Zarco goes 6th, Martin goes 9th, Marquez 10th, Paul Espargaro goes up there as well. Marquez had his lap time cancelled as well, so that's why he hasn't improved. Mir goes 7th. Now it's all down to Fabio Quartararo. He's lost a 10th in that 3rd sector. Across the line we go. Fabio Quartararo, can he improve across that line? We're trying to find the time. No, stays 4th. It's a 1-2 as things stand for the Ducatis, with Bagnaia on pole for Miller 2nd. Bastianini crosses the line in 5th, and we're waiting, no time from Bagnaia or Miller. Everyone else has taken the time. Rins isn't doing a good lap time either. Yep, he rinses out of it. Everyone else's lap times have been done. That's it. Checkered flag is out. An all-new lap record for qualifying, a 1:34.50. It's Francesco Bagnaia on pole for the French Grand Prix. Hello everybody, don't know how long we've been waiting like that, sorry about that, we had a technical glitch. Welcome, one and all, to the 2022 French Grand Prix for MotoGP. We're 5 minutes away from the start procedure getting underway as well. And what a grid we have for you. It's a Ducati 1-2 here in France. Peppo Bagnaia from Jack Miller, Aleix Espargaro taking third. We can't wait to get going. First of all, apologies if at some point in the race my voice goes. For those of you who've been joining us across the streams, I have lost it. I've managed to get it back. And I've just had one of those Lemsips and one of those chewy soother things in the throat. So far, I feel like I've got it back. So fingers crossed I've got my voice for MotoGP. Formula E, that's another matter. So Ed, I know you're watching. You might have to save me from that in a few moments' time as well. Ian Birch will be joining me in the commentary box today. Megan has got exactly the same illness as me, unfortunately. So she will not be joining us. Megan is about where I was on Monday. She's completely lost her voice and it's very difficult for her to speak. So not ideal for a commentary box. We did laugh throughout the weekend that the MotoGP commentary would be quite funny between me and her, having to do sign language in order to commentate because we couldn't speak. Luckily, my voice came back and Ian Birch, well, he's got the voice for England, so he's perfectly fine, hasn't got anything as well. Edward Hunter's back with Formula E, and of course Josh Plays and Nick Holm will be with us later on today as well. So, Bagnaia, soft rear tyre, medium front. Miller, soft front, soft rear. Aleix Espargaro, medium front, soft rear as well. That's a different tyre change and a different thing we're looking at. But here we go then, everyone. It's the MotoGP French Grand Prix. It's the French Grand Prix here at Le Mans in France as well. Mixed conditions. Right now, it is 38 degrees humidity, air temperature at 29 degrees, and it is 37% ground temperature as well. Fingers crossed, we're going to have a good race here. Here's the grid. Francesco Bagnaia on pole position on the row 1. Alongside him, his teammate Jack Miller and Aleix Espargaro. Row 2, Fabio Quartararo, Nea Bastianini and Jorge Mir as well. Row 3 sees Alex Rins, Jorge Martin and Johan Zarco. Row 4, Marc Marquez, Paul Espargaro and Takiki Nakagami. Row 5, Marco Bezzecchi, Maverick Vinales and Luca Marini. Row 6 sees Fabio Di Gianantonio, Miguel Oliveira and Brad Binder. Row 7, Franco Morbidelli, Andrea Dovizioso and Alex Marquez. And then on row 8, Remy Gardner, Darren Binder and Raul Fernandez. 24 riders are in contention for the French Grand Prix. Let's open up the battle graphic as well and show you, as he said, 29% and 29 degrees air temperature, track temperature 37 degrees, humidity is at 40% as well. The anticipation for this race is so high. Literally anybody could take the victory, and that's what everyone's looking forward to. Quartararo, Bastianini, Aleix Espargaro, Peppo Bagnaia and Miguel Oliveira are the winners so far this year across this season. The championship lead going the way of Quartararo. He leads on 89 points. 7 points back is Aleix Espargaro as well, so it's all to play for there. And if we take a look at the full starting grid, if I can find the correct screen, here we go. We've got, there's a grid then, 27 laps, Bagnaia, Miller, Aleix Espargaro as well. Let's take a quick look at how the riders' standings are coming into this race, because it's one of the great things we can do on the live world standings. See, Fabio Quartararo leading the way on 89.7 clear of Aleix Espargaro on 82. And Nea Bastianini has 69, level with Alex Rins. Francesco Bagnaia, 56 as well. That's the same as Johan Mir. Johan Zarco, 51. Brad Binder, 48 as well. That is the standings coming into this race. Stefan Bradl, of course, the last complete one as well. Let's take a look at then the full starting grid once again and go back to screen 3, because Ian Birch has walked into the commentary box as well. Ready, back in position. Hello, Dad. Nice to see you for French Grand Prix 2 years running.
Like a lot of them, I've fallen at La Chapelle.
You're right, coming in. I didn't know. I thought you tripped when you came in.
Yeah.
It's the box, there's leads everywhere, so hopefully you're all right as well. But here we go then. We're ready. We're steady for round number 7 of the MotoGP season. Bagnaia in pole position. He starts on the right-hand side. In the centre is Jack Miller. Aleix Espargaro is third on the left-hand side. 5 red lights will come on with the green flag at the back. Round 7 is under starters' orders. All 5 lights are on. Lights out in Le Mans. Good start from Jack Miller. Immediately going to take the lead. Bagnaia bogged down. Aleix Espargaro on with the shoulder camera through turn 1. Holds third place. Johan Mir trying around the outside. He's dropped back. Rins is the one who dives up and might even take the lead. What is that from Rins? He's forcing out Bagnaia. Jack Attack takes the lead as Aleix Espargaro had a little bit of a lift up there mid-corner. Down La Chapelle once again. Now, we had a bit of a drama here in the Moto3. Looks like everything's okay so far. Dad, you were watching the Moto3. Where are we going to have to look for accidents?
La Chapelle and also that other one.
This is Museum,
the
down
green
at 10-7.
door.
The green door one. Oh, that's down at Garage Villa, yeah. Which is up here.
There's also a little bump as you come around one of the corners, and a lot of them have lost the front end there. In fact, Pedro Acosta, if I'm not spoiling anything for anybody, was in the lead and hit the bump and was off.
So it's very tricky circuit as well as Aleix Espargaro looks up the inside of Takiki Nakagami down at the Elks Blues corner, turns 9 and 10, sweeps it round as they come through the S Blues corners as well. Turn 11, the right-hander for falling back to the left, second gear, 95 kilometres an hour. Miller leads. That soft tyre advantage seems to be getting the jump away from the line he needed. Bagnaia back to second. Alex Rins, though, was the demon starter. Nakagami throw, and that's Marquez doing them both at Rakudamon as Nakagami tried to pass Quartararo. Quartararo went off the track and Marquez dived up the inside. That's more like the Mark we know. Opportunistic moves.
About 10 minutes ago, we had Can girls on the grid. Synchronized dancing, you know, and
who's that? That's Johan Zarco.
Taking a shortcut.
Yeah,
2 of them.
Nakagami got forced off by Zarco way late.
When you take that shortcut, you've got to think about who you was in front of.
Whoa, contact!
Yeah, there's a bit of wing that came off there.
No, I don't know if that's Zarco or Johan Mir, but either one of the Pramacs just had major contact. It was Johan Martin who hit the back, I think, of Luca Marini as well. And 9 times out of 10, front wheel wall contact does end up with a high side. So they got very lucky there. They didn't jump over and hit the wall.
The thing about Le Mans is it's in the Loire Valley, and its climate is wet and sunny.
And we've had rain this morning, yeah.
And the rain came down in Moto3 this morning at the start of the race, and they red flagged it. And by the time the race restarted in about 10 minutes afterwards, the track was dry again. But the reason they red flagged it was there was a synchronized 6-bike crash at one of the corners where they just hit the wet and 6 of them slid off together.
Second time this year that's happened in Moto3. It happened in Portugal as well. So that's why they like to red flag the race early these days. Bagnaia, 1:31.894, fastest up of the race so far. And he is a couple of tenths off the overall lap record here set by Zarco, 1:31.185.
Le Mans isn't far from Jerzak and...
who's that? It's Rins!
It's Rins.
Alex Rins has crashed out of the Grand Prix and is down on the deck at the chicane. And that must have gone way early because there was sparks coming into the Dunlop chicane. Does he go through the gravel? Yeah, we've seen that so often this weekend. Zarco did as well. He tries to straight line the chicane, hits the bump, but just drops it out from the lead of the race. So Rins on that Suzuki. Why
didn't Rins think about just a bit of more acceleration and try to lift the bike as he goes over that bump like everybody else does? Because that's happened quite a few times this weekend, both in practice, qualifying, and now all 3 races.
Unbelievable, and they are just about getting out. Yeah,
the first one to fall coming back on the track.
He is. Yeah, you're right. First one to fall coming back onto this surface.
Neil did the lap in slow motion for BT Sport.
Now, Marquez did it, Zarco did it, and as we go back to green flag
and he
running,
nearly did that at that point. And he was going slow. Sylvain said that Neil should have a basket on the front with baguettes and French sticks.
I think he's trying to desperately get it as well as he just come through. So we're back to green flag running.
I love the way the French walk past Sylvain and... because he's speaking English, and
They double
they
take.
look at him as if to say, "Aren't you Sylvan?" But you're speaking English, and because he does speak English very, very well.
As they come back through.
He even speaks French with an
He does,
English
yeah.
accent.
Of course, Sylvan's out of a job at the end of the year because Suzuki are leaving. So
Yeah, I think he's going to be a wild card for one of the things from what I hear.
Must be weird for the
And,
BT lot. Yeah.
You know, there is a possibility that the whole team might be taken over by one of the Moto 2 teams.
Oh!
And that could mean that everybody keeps their job. But that's just a theory up to now. But it is a rumour that's going around the paddock.
Bagnaia, right round the outside of Jack Miller into Garage Vier, takes the lead of the French Grand Prix, and Gardner's crashed. Remy Gardner, I believe, has crashed out of the race. Marco Bezzecchi's dropped down as well. But yeah, Gardner's out. Brought the yellows out in Sector 2.
He's okay, though.
Yeah, Ryder okay.
Yeah, Ryder is okay. Remy, the Spanish lad from Lincolnshire,
Yeah.
who's really an Australian.
Oh, is he sure he's all right there?
Well, it said okay on the thing. Yeah, he's okay.
Been helped up now by the marshals and he's walking away.
His
That
dad
was a
would
big one,
dad would say, "What are you sat down there for? Get up, boy."
Gardner and Rins has
Don't you know there's a race on?
Rins has rejoined the race, actually, so he's not out of it. Rins is down in 23rd position at the moment, and Gardner is officially out of the race. Bagnaia with a 1:31.778, still 7/10 away from the overall lap record. Yellow flags have been removed. It's a new best raced lap record, but I don't think it is, because 1:32.309 from Vinales in 2017. So that's the new race lap record, but the old time record was Zarco's pole in 2018, and that hasn't been beaten yet.
It's strange to see that Pedro Acosta in Moto 2, who's come up from 3, and Remy Gardner, who's come up from 2 to MotoGP, getting the bigger bikes. They're not yet used to them, either of them. They're so dominant in their previous series, and yet it's just getting the lean right and getting the acceleration right. It'll come, it'll come very, very quickly for people like Gardner and Acosta because of the fact that they're so talented.
They can find that grip.
Their style is very, very, very good.
They can find that grip they need. They can find it. Just tune the bike to their setup as well.
It's about trust in it, isn't it?
Well, we've had some wild card races.
Even the great Marquez has had to learn with his new strength in different arms how to lean and how to get their elbows to the deck and without losing that front end.
Marquez started 10th. He's now up to P7, actually, and he's right at the back of Fabio Quartararo. So Quartararo repassed him after that move at Ricudem on the last 2 corners. It's beginning to get a little bit of a processional race, but the Ducatis lead the way here at Le Mans. Bagnaia leading Miller. Now, Miller has yet to win a race so far this season. In fact, Miller's last race win was here at the French Grand Prix last year. As well, so he's got a little bit more time to find. I'm
sure most of the people have seen Marquez in practice and in qualifying. He had 2 incidents that mirrored 2019 or 2018, and where he saved the bike. He was losing it, leaning slightly on one of those yellow and blue curbs, and managed to actually pull the bike up and carry on.
Some amazing
things, which is typical Marquez, and we haven't seen that for a very long time. It shows that he's getting better.
Oh, there's that bump you're talking about. It's forced to lace wide. And Quartararo's going through on the inside line, trying to find a way through. He's side by side with him now, but that Aprilia's got so much grunt compared to the Yamaha as they head down towards the Boost corner, the Ox Boost corner.
Fabio is going to eat out those sort of mistakes.
He's just made one himself.
Yeah.
Too deep into the Boost corners.
Commentators' curse there.
Yeah, that was. Yeah.
But Fabio he just looks, and instinct kicks in as soon as he sees something like that, and he goes for it. A more experienced rider with lesser talent wouldn't even think of doing the things that he does.
And speaking of which as well, because we're seeing a battle further back for exactly the same situation up at the front as well, because everyone's struggling to get through. That's the tricky part with Le Mans. There's only a couple of overtaking opportunities to lunge through, and this track bites. It's a bit like Spa, but for MotoGP. It is a very tricky track. Here's the race start then, on board with the Aprilia Velacious Spargo with the shoulder cam.
Don't you think, though, it's all about confidence on your bike?
Yeah.
And look at Leish this year. And Leish has got such confidence on a good bike that he's doing things that he hasn't done for 10 years.
He's looking great. It's his first time he's won. And I think Dobby's down.
I love this. The camera is on his shoulder.
It's a brilliant onboard,
it's
isn't it?
brilliant, you know.
Dovy's dropped back. He's still continuing. But now there's a yellow and sector 2. It's Raul Fernandez who's crashed. So it's not Dovey, it's Raul Fernandez. Rider okay, as you can see on your screens. But he's gone down in sector 2. Now that must be either at La Chapelle or at the museum corner. That's the only part of the second sector.
La Chapelle.
Turn 6.
La
It's La
Chapelle.
Chapelle. La Chapelle. Yeah.
La Chapelle. La Green Door. Well, La Green Door.
Yeah, that's a garage via, isn't it? The turn 6 as well. The musée corner is museum. Turn 7.
And the most important, 164. You're out of the circuit and on the road.
Yeah, but we've seen that so often today, haven't we? As always, we're just going straight on to the
driven
24-hour track.
I've driven a car pulling a caravan on part of this track on the the 24 hours track.
Too many going on
part
this
of the main road.
Yeah, this is part of it as well. And of course, Le Mans is next month.
There's a fantastic campsite just outside, about 10 miles outside Le Mans. That we used to stay at, and it's got a lake, and you know,
yellow sector 1 and 2.
It's a brilliant area. It's so green, and the pine cones are about 4 or 5 inches tall at the side of the road in the Loire Valley. It's an amazing place.
There's a yellow out in sectors 1 and 2, and now they've all been retrieved. So we go back to green flag running for the first time in a while. But Raul Fernandez is out.
The thing is, the yellow flags went in. And then nobody has gone out.
Yeah, so what was that for? Yeah.
So it must have been somebody's recovered.
Unless they sent marshals out to pick up that debris at La Chapelle.
Hey, that could be.
That was it, yeah. I've just thought about that. Because they've just gone through there, and that's why the yellows are out. Rins has retired now. He's coming to the pit lane, and he has officially retired from the race. So has Remy Gardner. So Raul Fernandez is back in. This is the championship standings. Fabio Quartararo on 99 points will lead by 6 to Aleix Spargo, who's on 93. 14, yeah.
9-9.
This is not bad.
España.
Quartararo desperately, though, wants to win the French Grand Prix.
9-12.
First ever French world champion desperately wants to win this race, and he's struggling right now. Technically, it's a Ducati 1-2-3 because the Grenesci bikes of Bastianini, it has a Ducati engine, and it's practically the same bike as the factory team. In fact, I was talking to Julia yesterday on Grid Network, and she says as well, let's hope that the Suzuki team isn't picked up by another Ducati, because that would make about 9 or 10 bikes that are Ducati on the field.
Ducati is so strong at the moment, though. And talking of Miller, is one of 3 riders up for that second Ducati spot.
Yeah, there's 8 Ducati bikes.
The thing is, you know, he works so good with his counterpart, his colleague, that I think he's got a strong possibility of keeping that race.
I think he does, yeah, he'll keep it. Yeah, there's 8 Ducati bikes, by the way. The 2 factories, then the 2 Grenescis, then the 2 Pramacs, then the 2 Mooney VR46 teams.
I can't remember which one of them said it. I think it was Neil who said that this is like Cadwell. If you think of any British track, that this is like, it's undulation and it's tight turns and the it's very much like Cadwell. I think it's more Brands Hatchy, but
I've been feeling more Brands Hatch because you never get any relief on Cadwell. You get a bit of relief.
They do say Cadwell's the baby Brands Hatch, anyway. So.
Right, this is Binder and Zarco. So Zarco turned in. Binder went to the inside, and that was the contact a few laps ago at La Chapelle.
And that's where he lost his front wing.
Yeah, so he's going to have the bike shaking in horrible places, is Brad Binder, because he's lost his winglet. As they come down, battle between the top 3 increasing. Bagnaia, Miller and Bastianini at the moment. With Mia fourth.
Doesn't it make it easier on the right corners and
harder on the left? Yeah. It's like when you cut a chair leg off, it rocks in the opposite direction. So it's the opposite side. Like, when you have a puncture, to be fair, as well. Do
you remember when I sawed those 4 legs off the piano and you kept falling over? Pianos only have 3 legs.
Yeah, pianos have 3 legs, yeah.
It's a joke from the Goons, the Goon Show.
Yeah, I love that one. As they come through, anyway, look at that. Bastianini is the fastest, the top 3. His last lap time was a 1:31.885 as well. As I'm desperately just making sure I haven't missed anything else to tape. Nope, nothing yet on Megan's
Oh,
laptop.
we're the same as well. You know, it's a heck of a day for motorsport. You know, you've thank God there's not 2 IndyCar races,
Yes, because otherwise that would have been
because that would have really put the cat among the pigeons. We've got British touring cars. We've got Formula E,
race 2.
qualifying and race 2, and of course this.
Nothing until 2:10 for touring car race 2, according to the laptop.
Yeah, but I'm behind anyway. So
That's
anyway,
me. Yeah. Anyway,
I am replacing my daughter because of the fact that she's lost her voice.
she's got what I had at the start of the week. Although I don't know how she's caused it, considering that mine was caused by the fact I slept with my fan on, and that dried my throat out. And then I did Miami, and that destroyed my throat. And then I lost it on Monday all the way throughout. But somehow Megan's caught it, and she's lost her voice now as well. So it's comical. Anyway, we're on lap number 11 now with 17 to go. And Bastianini is again the top 3. He's hounding down Jack Miller now as well. I think Miller's going to fall here, not in terms of fall off the track. I think he's going to fall back in the position because Bastianini has kicked up the accelerator now. And is it me? Is it getting darker out there? Little bit of wind blowing in.
The wind's coming in from I think it's the west there, isn't it?
Looks like it, yeah. Hang on. Blowing, 17, let's go. 37% ground temperature, air temperature 27, 45% humidity. And taking a look at what the weather is and where the wind's blowing.
I love Le Mans and the Loire Valley. You know, it's such a beautiful place.
Oliveira's been given a track limits warning, so if he does that one more time, he'll have a ride through on the long lap penalty loop, as this is the battle we're watching at, because there's so much more happening, because Aleix Espargaro is closing in on Johan Mir for 4th place as well. That battle's still going on. Marquez has dropped off now big time to Quartararo. In fact, Marquez has separated the entire grid. He's 2 seconds back to Fabio Quartararo. That's insane. So Marquez starting to drop off, but he is on that medium front, soft rear. Zarco's closing in, soft front, medium rear. Oh, and Alex Marquez has been given a long lap penalty. And that's down at Garage Vier, isn't it?
He's been a naughty boy. What was he up to? Is it track limits?
Must be track limits if he's done that. Yeah. Wind's blowing in from the east and southeast. 8 kilometre-hour wind speed. Yeah, 8 kilometre-hour wind speed, apparently, according to my monitor. So that's coming through. So it was blowing in. It just keeps changing direction as well. There's a crosswind going.
Yeah, because it's a very big valley, but it's a valley.
Yeah, and we're going to have more problems as well. That's constant
It's a bit like the Thames
Valley,
Valley, where London is. Yeah, you know, it's a very wide valley, but it's a very green and wet area. And
look at Bastianini getting on the back of Miller there as well through the museum.
We used to find at this time of the year that in Royan,
he's going for it. Sorry, can I cross you? Up the inside, Bastianini makes the lunge at Garage Vier and gets ahead of Jack Miller for 2nd place. That was a sweet move from the Italian as well. From Tivoli as well, the same place as Valentino Rossi. Tivoli, that's the planet of aliens in Doctor Who. Yeah, I meant to see Rivoli.
In May, June.
Rimini, sorry.
In May, June in Royan, which is about 40, 50 miles from here. It used to start off the day used to start off usually overcast in May, June, but by 11 o'clock it would be boiling, you know. So the temperature is what here?
36 degrees.
36
ground
degrees
temperature.
Ground temperature.
Air temperature's got up to 28 now as well.
28, and you know, that's not bad for this time of the year, is it?
Not at all. It's quite nice. It's definitely the sunniest French Grand Prix we've had in a long time as well. But Enea Bastianini then, the 24-year-old from Rimini in Italy as well. The same place as Valentino Rossi and also Marco Bezzecchi.
But it does mean
forward.
that the place is susceptible to both rain and thunderstorms.
Massively, like we saw in qualifying.
Because of its local climate.
Like, we had overnight rain, and FP1 was in wet conditions as well, and no one improved.
Look at Mark. He's just
struggling
to get that bike down, which is not what he's been in qualifying or in the practice session.
That front's going to go. I can see it. It's not looking good.
He knows usually the limit, and that's why he's not going that far.
He's looking a bit unsteady on that bike. Look at that into the braking zone for Garage Vier. It's gone too deep as well. Marquez is struggling on that bike. He can't. Oh, and
this is Zarco's track.
Yeah,
so, you know, him and Sylvain must have done thousands and thousands of laps on this track in all types of weather. I fancied Zach over this weekend to do actually a podium, but
Standing 8th. It's not over yet.
he's 8th at the moment.
Approaching
Not too
halfway.
far behind, you know.
That 14 is half distance, so there's still plenty of time to go in this race as they swing through here into Recruitment once again, and down the start-finish straight. Bagnaia leads the way across the start line, and Bastianini is 6 tenths back. Jack Miller starting to come back into it. I knew as soon as I had a sip of drink, the stuff I took just before the start of the race would start to go off my throat, and I'll start losing it again.
Did you hear about Basia, who
Yeah.
entered the super stock race?
Oh, I did.
And won.
Won the World Championship round as well.
And
yeah.
it was a World Championship round, you know.
He's now third
He's
in
a
the
Moto
standings.
2 rider.
And he entered the Super Moto GP. That was it, yeah.
Super Moto GP.
And now he's leading the championship as well. Super Moto GP may sound better than MotoGP, but it may be World Championship level, but it's sort of alongside. It's on that long list of World Superbike, MotoGP, and Super MotoGP,
Yeah,
and
it's
then
not,
Super
it's
America.
not at the same weekend.
Yeah.
It was last weekend, I think, he entered it.
Yeah, it's
he-
alongside each other, yeah.
Just to see if he could do it, and he won the race.
This is some fantastic camera angles Dorna are giving us on
But
board
yeah,
the bike
look,
here.
You wait till he comes up to this next corner. You can actually imagine the lean that he's going in, and you know, look at that.
Oh, that is beautiful. Look
If-
at that.
If he ever comes off during this race, we're
I
going
wanna
to
see
get
the
an
angle, yeah.
amazing thing. And can you see there's the camera?
Little tiny dot camera on the
Tiny
top
dot,
of the
yeah.
left shoulder, sorry. Tell you what, looking at that, I would like...
Gavin's just telling
Yeah,
the
go on.
same thing
Yeah.
about the camera.
I would like to ride one of these MotoGP bikes on probably the biggest circuit we've got, so Sepang maybe, the biggest circuit.
Oh, there we have a crash.
It's Mia.
It's Mia. The other Suzuki is down.
So both Suzukis on the weekend that they announced they are leaving MotoGP have hit the deck, and well, he's had him out. He can't get going, but he's crashed out from 8th position down at Recruitment. Oh, don't do that! Don't spin up the tyres. You'll wreck them even more as they come in. And we're going to see it from Aleshi's point of view, actually. Mia going down. Look, there he is in front, and Mia drops it, and it actually took Alessi a little bit offline.
Yeah, there was quite a lot of sparks there as the.
Do you reckon that do you reckon the brakes shattered? And that's
did
why.
the brake,
yeah.
I was wondering whether the gears had it's no, not the gears. The brakes had suddenly gone on and stuck.
Has he got going again? Mia is still. The yellows have been cleared, but Mia's still being shown as sector 4. So wait to see if he's retired from the race or not. Yes, Mia's out. Mia's retired.
Yeah, when they were
brake
pulling
failure.
that bike, he was revving it up, and it had released then, and then all of a sudden the rear wheels stopped and
Yeah.
wouldn't move.
So he got the engine fired up, and it just stopped.
Yeah, I think he must have revved it up to see if to stop it stalling, and then pulled the brake and
died,
released
yeah.
it, and it's just stayed on.
SHT says, what are your predictions for the top 3 finishes in race 2 of the Berlin Prix later? Mortara pole once again. I'm going Mortara pole, Vern second, and third place as well. I'll go for Robin Frines.
Yeah,
second.
Chev is such a classic rider in that competition now. He judges his energy use so much
perfect,
better
yeah.
than most, if not all of them. The only other one is the what's his name? He's been in it a long time. Is he German or
Degrassi.
Degrassi's Brazilian?
Brazilian,
isn't he?
yeah. Oh, that's on-board Quattararo getting
Muller,
squashed at the start.
Anyway, I know who he is.
You'll get on with that later.
I'll
Look,
remember later.
We haven't got any TV pictures at the moment because actually we're watching
For
Fabio
God's
Quattararo.
sake, I'm 61 and don't own a phone. Gavin Emmett, right, when he's doing the interviews, he, as Jake said yesterday, where does Natalie just remembers what she wants to say? Gavin's got it written down on his phone because he's a similar age to me. He's a little bit younger, but
It's hard to keep remembering as well. Even I
Who
would
are
like
you,
questions
anyway?
Don't know. Someone who's losing the voice and might not make it to the end of the day as well. Thank God there's not an IndyCar race again tonight because yesterday's was just chaotic. Did you see yesterday's IndyCar race yet?
I can't always remember the name, so I just call him number 3.
I did. Did you actually see the IndyCar race yet?
No,
Oh, do. It's a classic.
I was watching UK, United Kingdom, actually getting points. Last year in the Eurovision Song Contest, We got no votes from the
Anybody?
panels, the nation's panels, and we got no vote on the public vote either.
Yeah.
This year we came second.
I mean, we would have won, but everybody voted for Ukraine in the people's vote.
And why
which
not?
Is right.
You
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
what they're going through. And do you know where the president of Ukraine says the contest will be held next year?
Where?
They're planning to hold it in Mariupol.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, Marquez goes too deep down into the La Chapelle, and Zarco slips through on the inside for 6th place.
Zarco's been
He's
eyeing
eyeing
that
that,
up for. He can see, like us, that Mark wasn't as low as he normally is, and so when you're not as low, you're not taking the corner as tightly as you can. Right, you're worried about losing your front end. That Honda's not as good, is it?
It's not got the grunt it has like it did in Spain as well. It's just it's so slow.
It's not a track that it likes.
Next up, though, it might be a track it likes because we go over to Italy, the long sweeping Mugello. Love that track.
They presented the show last night, and they did a brilliant job.
Italy do know how to put on a good show. Oh, Martin's dropping. I think Martin's crashed. Martin's crashed. Yellow's out, sector 3 and 4. Jorge Martin has crashed out of the French Grand Prix. He's dropping down the timing screen. So where's he gone off? It's not at Recruitment. So if it's sector 4, maybe Espluze, which is turn 11. Let's see. Oh, the bike's on fire. It's turn 9.
He's
okay, but the bike's on fire.
Yeah, we should get some fire extinguisher on that.
That's at the Oxblues corners as well. So it's yellow flag sector 3 and 4. If the fire does erupt, they might red flag it. So we'll keep an eye on that. Because you know that they like the safety, and we haven't passed quarter distance yet, have we? 10 to go. Lap 18:23. Don't think we've passed 3 quarters just yet.
I don't think they'll red flag that.
No, I think they can get it out. It depends how close the fire is to the track. That's the question.
It's only a small fire. It's a fuel
burn off. Yeah.
No, a fuel pipe is just leaking. It's caught fire. It's got a little split in it by the look of it. If it hits the tank, that'll be a different thing. But they know that. They're experienced marshals. They'll put that out. The first thing that they have to do is make sure the rider's okay.
Up we go then.
The bike can be replaced. The rider can't.
Yellow flag has been retrieved. So we are back to green flag running as we see this fascinating fight between Pepe Bagnaia and Enea Bastianini continuing as well. These two on the same Ducati bike, the 2022 bike. But one for the factory team, one for the customer Grenesci team, and there's Jorge Martin. What happened coming into the braking zone then, into turn 9, it's a left-hander, hits the brakes, presumably the front's going to buckle on him mid-corner. Yeah, front buckles.
We've had in the Moto3 and Moto2 races, we've had great last 5 laps. So 4 laps time should start to get
exciting
battles as people try to push for that after saving their tyres. Try and push for that final place.
Look at this from Bastianini. He was so quick through the Dunlop chicanes, as well as they head down to La Chapelle, back up towards Museum, and he's following him. He's going to get him.
Bastianini and Miller, 1.8 gap.
Too far back now.
If I was Jack, I would just lay back, because when they do start to push, these two could bring each other off, and that'd be a great result for Jack.
Won it here last year.
But I think Bastianini could get this.
It'll be his 3rd win of the season if he's done it. Bastianini, 1 in Qatar, 1 in America as well. And just double checking that it's right. Yeah, 1 in Qatar, 1 in America. Be his 3rd win of the season, 3rd career win as well. But he's sounding him down now as well.
And Elise, he's right on the back of Jack now. But
he's come back up quite quick, actually. Oh, and Bastianini was going
0.8 the gap between Elise and Jack.
And Quartararo is 0.4, so it's going to be a 5-way fight with 8 to go. They're all slowly coming together, which is great to see. Out of Recruitment, 8 laps to go with the French Grand Prix. Bastianini on the Grenesci team, willing their rider on as well. Took the lead of the championship twice this year. They think it could be their year to win the MotoGP World Championship and put Grenesci back up there to the front. Race 1 in Qatar was their first ever race under the new ownership. Of course, Their founder passed away last year mid-season as well, so his wife took over the team with a consortium of others as well and have developed it, brought the bike in, brought in a factory Ducati bike as well. It's been absolute fairy tale, and now they've had a great start to the season. There's that fly that was in here yesterday in the commentary. I thought it'd gone out.
A big fly.
Yeah, it was here yesterday, and I thought it'd gone out, but it's back in again, so I might need to open the back of the commentary box door for a sec. So take that, Dad.
Okay, so we've got this battle for third and fourth and first and second. I think they're the two battles at the moment.
Yeah.
Things. I think Quartararo, unless he increases his speed, he's out of this podium.
He's got to be, yeah, because this is it.
Zarco's not too far behind him.
Zarco, on that soft front, soft rear as well, has got the opportunity to push it. So I've opened up the back of the commentary box door, and hopefully that fly will buzz off.
Excuse me, fly. Buzz off.
Now, into Recruitment once again. 7 laps to go.
And suddenly we've got more light.
Yeah, it isn't it, with the sunshine blinding through. Once again, though, this is the factor that we need to remember, that Bastianini, every time he's won a Grand Prix, he hasn't done it simply with a commanding win. He's already been challenged by someone. And this is it, leads the braking zone. Bastianini, has he gone too deep?
No.
Into the Dunlop chicane? No, he takes the lead. But Bastianini now gets back on the accelerator. They're wheel to wheel, down into La Chapelle. And Bastianini's done it.
Bagnaya's coming back.
Yeah, on the inside, gets the cutback. Bagnaya takes the lead. Bastianini was a bit too far backwards. What a move.
I think you need to close that door again.
Yeah, I think it's gone now, actually. But look at this. Bastianini coming back round the outside line again. Can't find a way through. And this is tense stuff. Is that Quartararo? Quartararo's called up Aleix. So what we were talking about, he's done it. Oh, he's binned it! Bagnaya's gone too deep! He's locked up!
That's Bastianini's race now, isn't it?
And Bastianini takes the lead every single time.
0.8 to 0.8 lead now?
Every single time he's leading a race, he always ends up throwing it away when he's under pressure.
0.818.
So Bastianini leads with 7 laps to go, and Bagnaia down into second place.
And Joshua goes to close the door again now that the fly's gone. It was a massive fly. It was on this light here that gives us the
light.
The
studio light, yeah.
Studio lighting type thing.
Oh, yellow! Someone's off! Someone's off! It's Bagnaia! Bagnaia has crashed for again! And that now tells me that there was something wrong with that Ducati on the front brake. To look up at Garage Viet, then look up again at Recruitment.
Did they have a coming together?
No. No. He's just dropped an entry.
He's just dropped it.
That's a really weird crash. That's identical.
Yeah, it's this thing about it's such a different parts of the circuit have different track temperatures, and if you hit a bit that's a bit colder, you're down.
This keeps happening to Bastianini. He leads a race, he throws it away by mistakes. He did it in Italy last year, he did it in Spain last year, he's done it in France here this year. It's a recurring theme. This is what... he did it actually in Italy as well. In San Marino, he threw away the title, crashed when leading the race. It's a recurring theme for Bastianini.
Sylvain and his team won the 24 hours here about a month ago.
Yes, yeah.
And, can you imagine this circuit during the night on a bike?
Daniel says that hurts, apparently, because of that crash from Bagnaia. As it comes to it, that was
it's
from
just Bagnaia had got... Bastianini had done him, and he was just trying to recover, and he just overdid the front.
Aprilia are going to take the lead of the constructors' of the team championship, and will be right up there for the constructors as well.
And Aprilia still have 2 extra engines.
Yes, and they've lost the concessions.
They lost the concessions,
but 2
extra
engines.
The extra engines.
Yeah, they get, what is it? Everyone now gets 8 engines, but Aprilia get 10. But they can't and nobody can use their last engine until the last 3 races.
Yeah.
So that's the new rule, because the calendar is now 21 races this year.
Which doesn't make much difference unless they have a
Yeah, catastrophe where the bike gets swept.
Catastrophe.
Oh, Quartararo too deep into La Chapelle, and the Frenchman trying to be on the podium in his home Grand Prix. He's now only got the Aprilia of Aleix Espargaro in front of him, but this is a renewed Aleix Espargaro, a rider who is more confident. He's got a Grand Prix win under his belt, and he can stay in the fight. He's done it before, twice before.
It's what I said though, that if something goes wrong with the first two, and that was the thing was, Bagnaia went wide, and then he pushed too much, lost it, giving Miller the chance of a second place instead of a first. What Bastianini's got to do now is start thinking about his laps. He's only got 5 laps to go, right? He's got to be careful not to do anything stupid. But he's only got a 2.5 second gap.
So it's not a big gap because these lot are quick.
No, but he is managing his race because the gap's come down from 2.7 to 2.6.
Miller's
so he's lost a tenth in that, and now it's 2.5. So Miller is catching him, but with 4 laps to go, I don't think he's got enough time to do it.
No, he hasn't.
Although if he goes wide, Miller's got a chance of another victory.
So looking at that, Miller is on the soft front, soft rear, so he's going to be quicker. These two are watching Aleix and Fabio Quartararo. They are on medium front and soft rear each.
And that podium looks like it's Aleix's now rather than Quartararo's, doesn't it?
He's defending so well as they come into the museum corner as well. Then again, one little lock break can send you wide. It's this track. It's so punishing. It's constantly punishing as well as they come into that. Garage Veer, look, he's done it. He's done it. Locked up, and Quartararo got a tighter line. It brings it back in, and that is Pepe Bagnaia walking back in with his helmet still on as well. And very much so, he's in for the one hell of a shouting at the team as well for what he's done here today. Well, 2 throwaways and 1 lap. That's Marquez territory.
I think they'll just accept it. What could he do? He had to go for it.
Oh, that is heartbreaking. They're showing us he's walking down the pit lane and he's completely on his own.
If you want to be one of the greats, right, would Rossi ever give up?
No.
And just accept second place? No. Marquez before his crash, would he? No.
Needs to start pushing. 3 to go here at Le Mans for the French Grand Prix. Bastianini leads by 2.7 seconds. Miller is in second place. Aleix Espargaro third. Retired from this race. Bagnaia, Martin, Mia, Fernandez, Rins and Gardner. Quite a few of the surprising names that usually right at the front of the field have crashed out. That's because we had a topsy-turvy qualifying as well. As Quartararo again hunts down the back of Aleix Espargaro. Oh, and Oliveira has dropped down to 12th position. Oliveira's crashed out, we believe, and he has at turn 1. Oliveira is out of the race at turn 4. Now, has he gone through the gravel? Quite similar to what we've seen this weekend. Let's take a look at the replay. No, he's going to drop it on entry to turn 3. And
I think he just clipped the curb.
How lucky was both hit
Whoa.
Pole? Whoa, Pole nearly hit the bike, and Bastianini got hit by one of the riders as well. That was both very lucky. Pole was one of his lives.
I would love to have had a camera on Pole's face just then. It's like, what?
Yeah, just complete bite. That was right into his path. It was like a magnet on both the bike and the front end of Pole's bike there. So close.
Pole slowed down his speed, but he didn't touch his brakes.
No, he didn't, did he? He rolled off the throttle and then set the bike up as well to go into a change of position. But if he braked, it would have crashed as well.
Yeah, he'd have taken the front end as well.
So it's a difficult part of the track to do it at.
Experience, you see.
2 to go, and Aprilia are banging on the desks as well that they're going to get another podium here in Le Mans. A reminder, by the way, we are on a quick off, so we won't be showing you the podium.
I'm off.
Yeah, that's due to because we're on Formula E in 10 to the hour. So in 10 minutes' time, you can join us for Formula E from Berlin.
We're not the only ones. BT Sport didn't show the podium for Moto 2.
Yeah, because the red flag
The red flag in 3 really
messed everything
messed
up.
all the schedules up.
So that's why we're not showing the podium, but it'll be a deserving one. That's why we at least got to show you qualifying. That was good.
I'm
And,
hoping they put Motor E back 5 minutes because then that should be okay.
looks like they could do. I presume they will, but presumably it'll be 20 past the hour.
Yeah, but that's usually a camera start.
Yeah.
Where the feed just comes up with the camera of the track.
As long as we get the race, I'm not really bothered about the pre-show because I won't be able to commentate on the Moto E until tomorrow. And I haven't even done Moto 3 and Moto 2 yet.
It comes up with a camera feed of the track with the world feed. 2 laps to go here. Bastianini.
He's
Wow.
out front, the top, and that's Jan Zarco, 5th.
You would have got money on Bastianini not getting the winning this race.
After a poor
odds.
quality. Oh, hang on.
Yeah,
Yellow's,
he didn't have a very good qualifying, did he?
No, yellow flags have finally been retrieved, by the way, from
That's
everyone on
the
the
thing
track.
about that kid. He's learning.
Yeah.
And he's learning his trade, you know. He's got so much talent, you know.
It's so fun to see him race on this. This is going to be his 3rd win of the year. The most consistent rider of the season is Enea Bastianini, and he's on a Grenesci. Unbelievable to put those two together, especially a year ago. Last lap the call then, into La Chapelle, and he's remained consistent. Look at that. Throughout, his first lap was on lap 4, but then on that it's been 132s,
132s, okay.
Remarkably consistent from Bastianini as well. This is the mark of a champion. Maybe this brings it back in the title fight. Quartararo is going to have his lead cut down massively, and the man who's second in the title is Aleix Espargaro, and he's holding off the championship leader.
One of the things is that the front tyre pressures have been coming to press recently with the statement released about the front tyre pressures. But that means it's slightly harder being in front or at the front of a big gap because the rider in front's bike isn't actually causing you problems. And so your front tyre loses pressure rather than gains it.
Quartararo's going to try and look for a move through on Aleix Espargaro for 3rd place. He's going to try for it in Raccoonamon. It's not going to work. Enea Bastianini, winner in Qatar, winner in America, and he's done it again at Le Mans. He wins round 7 of the season. Miller is second. Aleix Espargaro holds off Fabio Quartararo. It's a 3rd podium of the season for Aprilia, and a 3rd podium again for Aleix Espargaro. Marc Marquez comes home in 6th, and Johan Zarco does finish 5th. So the 2 French riders are 4th and 5th. Brilliant stuff from them as well. Let's just check in with the others as well. I think we've only got 2. I just want to make sure. Yep, only 2. And they are 4th and 5th here at the French Grand Prix. What a result. Well done, actually, guys. Well done.
That's a good race, really.
And look at that.
I enjoyed it. Wasn't a classic, but it had enough, you know,
a happy podium, yeah. A happy podium. The top 3 at the Dunlop chicane stop and congratulate with each other as well. So that's it. What a result. So let's quickly then, because we are on a quick off.
I'm just so pleased that Jack got second.
Yeah, what a result. So let's take a look then at the full results then, because we are on this quick off. Everyone has now taken the checkered flag, and this is how they finish. Enea Bastianini takes victory for the French Grand Prix. Jack Miller is second. Aleix Espargaro finishes 3rd. Fabio Quartararo is 4th. Johan Zarco rounds out the top 5. Marc Marquez goes into 6th place. Takaki Nakagami goes 7th. Brad Binder is 8th. Luca Marini 9th. Maverick Vinales the top 10. Paul Espargaro is 11th. Marco Bezzecchi 12th. Fabio Di Gianantonio 13th. Alex Marquez is 14th. Franco Morbidelli is 15th and the last points paying position. Andrea Dovizioso 16th and Darren Binder is 17th. Out of the race, Miguel Oliveira, Francesco Bagnaia, Jorge Martin, Johan Mir, Raul Fernandez, Alex Rins and Remy Gardner. In terms of the riders' standings as well, if we can take a look at that now on the magic board. Here we go. Fabio Quartararo now leads on 102 points. He is 4 clear of Aleix Espargaro on 98. And Enea Bastianini now is only 8 points back. He's on 94. So it's a 3-way fight in the title going into the remaining races as well. Next up, it's Italy. Rins battling with Miller and Zarco, who are level on points. Bagnaia level on points now with Binder and Mia. Marquez rounds out the top 10 on 54 points. But still, it's a 3-way fight separated by 8 points as well in the standings. Not a bad way to come into this race. Okay, that's not the right picture. That's the right picture to come up to as well. Ian Birch, thanks for joining me in the comms box for this one. We're on a quick off.
Thanks a lot. Megan
Thank
will
you.
be back next time.
Well, you may as well stay here. We're going to go off in a sec. Right, Annette Bashnini wins this one. We're going off air now. We'll be back for Formula E in around about 5 minutes' time. Join us for that. Also, don't forget, we've got the 2 British Touring Car races coming up today as well. Race 2 is at 3:15, race 3 at 4:15, and next weekend, it's Formula 1 Spanish Grand Prix. MotoGP, 2 weeks' time, we'll be back the 27th, 28th, and 28th of May, where we go to Italy for the Italian Grand Prix at Mugello. Thanks for your company. Bye for now.